So we're coming up on Thanksgiving, and I start to think about food. Natural reaction for me and for a lot of other people this time of year, but I'm reminded of a lesson that my mentor taught me long ago. He said, "Jeff, there's no cookbook to sales. I can't tell you how to do it. You just have to develop a feel for it." And it's interesting now because, especially lately, I've been peppered with questions from people asking, what's the right frequency to call on my prospects and customers? And how do I balance the nature of my conversation between personal matters and business manners? And I don't want to waste the opportunity, but I don't want to get it all bogged down in details about the business. And the truth of the matter is, there's no recipe. If I could tell you how to do it, you wouldn't like it. Your customers certainly wouldn't. There's no cookbook to selling. There's no cookbook for sales. And the closest things that we have to cookbooks are these how-to guides that are the reasons that our customers hate the idea of dealing with salespeople. Well, you got to prospect, and then you've got to qualify your prospects, and then you've got to ask these really impersonal, boxed and canned questions that make them feel as if they're moving through a process. And that's exactly what we don't like about selling. It takes all the personal nature, it takes all of the personality out of the process. And if there's anything that is important in business and business to relationships today, it's authenticity. At some point, you have to ask yourself, when it comes to frequency, when it comes to that balance, you have to ask yourself if you are making a connection with your customers. Are you making a connection with that person or those people, that business that you want to be your customer? Because ultimately, we're all telling stories to ourselves about the companies that we do business with and the people that we do business with. Is that story going to be a good one? Is that story going to be relatable? Is that story going to be something nice, something comfortable? Is that story going to be one that you're going to want to tell your business or that you're going to want to tell yourself in order to do business with that company or that person? Ultimately, the sale is made emotionally. We can argue about what that emotion is. Sometimes it's pain, sometimes it's pleasure, sometimes it's a combination of the two. But let's not get caught up in the process. Let's think about making a connection with the person we want to do business with so that they want to do business with us. Take a step back and think about it that way. I think you're going to approach your sales calls and your prospecting with a little different attitude or a different energy, certainly. And I think that the people that you're approaching are going to receive that differently and they're going to respond differently. Ultimately, this is a people business. If it's business to customer, if it's business to business, it's always person to person. And we need to keep that in mind. So stop looking for a cookbook for selling, because there isn't one. Stop relying on recipes and instead learn how to be a chef. I think you'll have a whole lot more fun, and I think your business will respond very well as a result. If you like what you see here, I've got a ton of videos just like this on my channel. Browse, click, like, share. Tell me what you think about it. If you really like clicking and browsing, then wander over to my website at parabolasales.com. I update my blog at least weekly, and I have a Sunday newsletter that goes out every Sunday morning. It's called the Parabola Press. I think you'll really enjoy that too. Until next time, go out there and be great.